claim that. Second or third term.
Hey, how is the water supply?
It's good. It's down about 2.
Where's it coming from? Just your pumping it or?
We got 3 wells around it, but it's still a little water coming in from the stream.
I finally got all that yellow tint out of it. Looks pretty good now.
We had a finger evaluation.
That's right. It's the same size. I got the
There's
stream.
3 down here. They play this card every once in a while.
But he said, you could be doing that. That's not down the road, but I mean, it's good now.
Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely.
30 seconds.
Take care.
Okay, folks, it's almost the top of the hour, 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, October 14th, 2025. This is our regular monthly meeting of the Meyersdale Borough Council. We'll rise for the flag ceremony, and then Olivia will offer our opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father, thank you for all that you do for us each and every day. Be with us here tonight as we conduct the business of our town. Please provide us with clarity in our discussions and decisions that may reflect the best interests of our community. May everything that is done here tonight be according to your will, your purpose, and for your glory. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Olivia. And also prayers for Jenny. She's not feeling well and won't be coming to the meeting tonight, so remember her in your prayers also. If council will allow, we'd like to change the agenda just a little bit. Olivia has some play practice, so she'd like to give her report now. The play is Once Upon a Mattress. So go ahead and then you can go out to practice.
Here are the October events for high school. October 2nd was the community bonfire and parade. October 3rd was the homecoming assembly, and also on October 3rd was the homecoming football game, which was the crowning of the queen, which was Trinity Hoover. And October 4th was SATs, which was held from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. October 4th was the homecoming dance in the high school gym, which was 6 to 9 p.m. October 6th was the aviation conference. October 7th was the ACM campus tour. October 8th was a college visit for band, which was to Messiah for their music program. October 9th was the FFA County Leadership Conference. October 9th was Financial Aid Night, which was held in the LGI from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. October 13th was an Act 80 Day, and today was the Challenge Program, 7th period. Tomorrow there's a Health Quest to Mount Aloysius, and October 17th is Red Ribbon Rally. October 19th is District Chorus auditions. October 20th is Picture Retake Day. October 22nd is Community Cleanup for Student Council, NHS, Envirothon, and Business Club. And the rain date for that is the 23rd. October 24th is a student early dismissal. October 25th is Student Council sponsored trunk or treat, which is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And October 27th to the 31st is Red Ribbon Week. And other events that took place this month was Volleyball for a Cure, and also Lynn and Moody got Player of the Game for the Berlin.
Did you say there was an aviation conference?
Yeah,
What is that?
I have no idea.
What is Picture Retake Day?
I guess if they didn't like their pictures, they can get them retaken.
You know, Jeff, kind of like. Certain
We didn't
people
have that
fall
back
down.
50 years ago. Any questions of Olivia? If not, we'll allow her to go out to practice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Eric, we're going to let Eric make an announcement. If you come to the podium here, Eric, so you're on the camera. He has another meeting to go to also. So we're going to let him speak and then on with the meeting.
Well, I'm here, I was asked to come here to represent the Meyersdale Food Pantry, which is actually the Castleman Valley Helpers Community Food Pantry. We not only serve the Meyersdale district, but we also serve the Salisbury district in distribution of food. We have seen a big influx in clients coming in this year, and we expect the same amount, if not more, next year because of the assistance that they're not getting. All right. What we've noticed since June, since the state budget hasn't been passed, we haven't got any allotments from Tableland. We survive a lot off of what Tableland allots us, Confluence Food Pantry, Boroland, and all the other food pantries. Well, since the budget hasn't been passed, we haven't got any food allotments. So if you would come down to the food pantry, if I would take you down here today, we have 8 upright deep freezes, which are empty. Our shelves are getting bare because we're relying off contributions coming now from churches and other places. Debbie Kirschensteiner and Jolinda Wilt are our co-directors now, and they sent a letter out. I think it went to the different places in Meyersdale, the different churches, asking for monetary donations to help us get through until the government actually wakes up and passes their budget. But we usually get food drops 4 times a year, and we haven't got a food drop since May, right before the budget was actually supposed to be passed. I think it was in June. So we're struggling right now. So this letter I can leave with somebody. Joe, Linda, and Deborah come up with this letter to hand out the help we're looking for. I mean, that's what we're surviving off of right now.
So I had a suggestion. So Eric and I were working together on some charity work last week and trying to help each other, help a senior citizen. And then he told me his issues and we were talking. So we have in our budget money, $1,200, I believe, for the farmer's market. And the farmer's market is over for the year and they don't need that money this year. And I talked to Brian, he talked to his board, and they're in agreement. You know, the farmer's market is largely, as we know, to get food out into our community at a reduced price. We do have that money in the budget. And Mark, I wondered, would there be an issue if council approved to help our citizens by making that money available if the budget doesn't get passed and they need it to sustain the program for the least among us?
Yeah, there'd be no issue with reallocating funds for that $800.
So that would be my motion, if the money's available, to make it available to help the least among us in our community going through this hardship.
And a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, Tom, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? There, you got $1,200 tonight. Patty, I guess we can draw the check out and I can get it signed.
Eric, where can people donate?
We need the money?
Yeah.
They send it, there's an address on here that goes to the Castleman Valley Helpers.
Those that are watching on the internet, let me just read where you can send checks. It's the Castleman Valley Helpers Community Food Pantry, 388 Center Street, P.O. Box 88, Meyersdale, 15552. And if you didn't get that, just play back the tape.
And I want to thank Brian Burkeybow and his team for their generosity.
Thank you.
Eric, thank you. Anything else? You're good to go. I know they said you had another meeting, so we got you at the top of the hour here. And okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, if you see the farmer's market account has $1,179.04 in it. So how do you make up the difference? General fund, can you do that?
You can take it out of the general fund.
Just
I won't take enough to drain that account.
whatever you feel appropriate, we can take. Okay. We'll make that work out.
Thank you.
Okay, now, moving on with the regular meeting here, the minutes. We had one meeting September 9th, 2025. I had reviewed the minutes, and for all intents and purposes, they looked good to me, Patty, but maybe someone else found some glitches or some concerns. So we'll open it up for discussion. After about 15 seconds, if there are none, we ask for a motion to approve that one set of minutes, September 9th. Could we have a motion?
I make a motion. So
Ron and Clarence, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Now, Terry, you have an extensive Finance Committee report tonight, so take it away.
All right, in the general fund tonight, we have a balance of $104,089.05. And we have bills that need paid for $5,412.82. I'll make the motion to pay the bills.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, Ron seconded, by the way. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? That is a unanimous vote.
All right, and then we got to vote on the 2026 budget tonight, vote to adopt the 2026 budget. So I'll make a motion, we adopt the budget.
Second, please.
I'll second that.
Okay, thanks, Tom. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. And I would just insert here that we reviewed this at our September meeting. It was publicized. We taped the meeting so you could see how that was. We arrived at that budget and it was properly advertised, displayed for the appropriate time. And so now tonight we're approving it, and the new council will have a certain amount of time to adjust this once the new council takes over next year.
All right, next we got to vote to adopt the real estate tax ordinance number 447.
I'll make that motion.
Tom and Clarence. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? That's unanimous.
And the third thing we got to vote on is to adopt resolution 5-2025, Act 511 taxes. Earned income tax of 0.5%, mechanical devices, $25 per machine, per capita tax of $5, and local services tax of $52, realty transfer tax, 0.5%.
And a motion for that.
I make a motion.
Thank you, Ron.
I'll second.
Thank you, Terry. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? That's a unanimous vote.
All right, the next one is a used snow thrower for the janitor.
There was a little bit of discussion. Tom, you wanted to buy a used snow blower. And Tom, you sent some information out about another device that was
Shovel.
a shovel, but an electric.
He has. The snow thrower I have, it's brand new. Got it from the dentist office, and I didn't know Jeff could use it if he'd be interested. Council would be interested in getting it for him or not. It's lightweight, battery operated. Totally up to you guys. I thought it came out way when we got it.
How much you want for it?
What did I tell you, Bobby?
What do you want?
$250.
It's not my snow thrower, it was Doc Williams' snow thrower.
What do you think, Jeff? Could we use it? Did you look at it?
We can use it and mean you cut down on the time of shoveling, but, yeah, be good.
You know what? I say we buy it. Let's have a discussion.
I'd have to look at it and see if it's worth $250. I want to say, yeah, and then he brings a piece of junk. You're like,
Because the batteries are really expensive too. We need to.
What about if we would have Tom and maybe Clarence look at it, and then they could, hopefully not gonna snow, we can make this decision in November. And you guys would you do that, Tom?
Yeah, sure.
And then give us a recommendation at the November meeting? We'll keep it on the agenda, please, Patty. Next item, sir.
Electricity pricing. I believe we got a pamphlet here in our packet about it, but did they talk to you, Patty, about it?
Jeff Haynes, he is the office supply person, and he has a little side business where he does electrical, or not electrical, but quotes on electricity. I think it's through some Zoom corporation or something. And he just wanted to know whether it would be possible to look at the electric bills and see if he can maybe get us a better rate. He's working with Salisbury Borough, Blake Henry. He signed up Blake, Kevin Yoder. Who else did he mention? There's 3 or 4 places, but that he's helped them get lower rates.
Is there a charge for this service?
No,
Well, the electric bills are right to know information, so why don't we let him take a crack at it and see what he can do for us?
And could we ask some of these people, could we ask Blake and ask Kevin, what their experience is and see if they're really realizing some savings?
sure. You want to make a motion and allow me to do that, or just let him look at the stuff?
Could we have a motion, please?
I'll make the
Thank you, Clarence. Terry, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Nobody's opposed, it's unanimous.
All right, adding an exit for the meeting room.
Yeah, we talked about this when we started talking about remodeling this building. In today's heated political environment, and just for general safety, there's only one way out of this room. And it would sure be nice if we just cut a hole through somewhere up here, that there be a second way out. Tom, we talked about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important for safety. And I wondered if that could be a winter project that our staff could help with.
That whole little wall. Horsehair.
right.
Want to put one on that side, or wouldn't it be more efficient to put it over somewhere?
No, we
I
gotta be able
think
to.
so this part of the
exit.
room could get out. We
Yeah.
have an exit over
Because we
there,
have
we
an
want
exit
one over
there.
here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary myself, but just to throw the opposite end of the other side of the coin, but whatever council decides. If somebody wants to make a motion, maybe some more discussion. Clarence, what do you feel? Let's go around the table on this issue.
I think it'd be nice to have another way out.
Tom,
Yes.
besides the windows?
Yeah.
That's going to jump.
I can't get out in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's have a motion that we move forward with it.
I make the motion.
I
Okay.
second it.
And did you second it?
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor of coming up with a alternate exit, say aye. Opposed? That's unanimous.
Would that have to be done through Ed?
You'd have to have permit.
Yeah.
That'll be we'll call him and tell him what we want to do and of course, there'll be a door. I'm assuming you'll have to put a door on just like this, so for privacy.
So let me do the next one.
Yeah, per capita occupation tax update.
I guess I have like the next 3. I spoke with Keystone Tax, and what they have said, which is what we talked at the last meeting, is to make it the $12.50 flat occupation tax instead of the percentage that we currently have. The normal amount that the borough recovers in tax every year is about 60% of those that are taxed pay the tax. And the difference between the percentage, just so everybody understands, it's not really much of an increase, because the total difference between the percentage and the flat rate annually on a collected amount would be less than $1, be 80 cents. So the reason why they want to do that is not only that makes it easy for their system, it reduces what they would have to charge us if we don't do it. And it makes it easier for them to handle. The one question they did have for me, because I need you guys to vote to advertise that tonight so we can have that out for the next meeting to approve, because it has to be on the books by December 1st, I believe.
I believe so.
The one thing that they did bring up, and Patty mentioned this at the last meeting, a fair number of municipalities have what are called exonerations. They're on exemptions. But one is for occupation tax under 18. So anybody who is under 18 that works would not have to pay the occupation tax. They said that we don't have very many that are that way. And the other one is the income level that's used statewide is typically $4,000. I don't know if we have an income level now or not on occupation tax.
Yes, we do. I think it's 6,000.
But you can vote and set that. It'll be placed into the ordinance, then we can move forward. So if you want to stay with the 6, they just need to know what those exonerations are. And if you want the amount of $1,250, which reflects almost exactly the same as the percentage we have now.
Now, so then everybody's going to pay the tax unless they're under that amount of income. Like if you're 90 years old, there's no age restrictions on this for age
If they work, if
forgiveness?
they report an occupation, they show up on that meter.
But what about the per capita though?
The per capita is,
Everybody pays?
the per capita already has exonerations. Those exonerations though actually flow through the school. So even if we changed our exonerations, unless all of the municipalities, I didn't realize this till today, that pay into the deal with the Meyersdale School District, unless they all change those, it doesn't have the effect. I didn't realize that. Learn something new every day.
Patty, what do you think we should do? I know you're probably have more expertise than any of us.
Something you're not gonna get any tax because the county
Correct.
isn't gonna do the building.
Yeah, they,
Are you comfortable with the $12.50?
Yeah, you guys are.
I mean, the one thing that Keystone does do that the county didn't do is they do try to collect it a little bit more effectively, but
They probably will be able to get a better collection rate.
Well, Mark, why don't you guide us then through the appropriate motions that you think we should do?
so I would suggest a motion to advertise the occupation tax ordinance at $12.50 per employed person with exonerations under 18 and under, I believe it's $6,000 is what we currently have.
And that would be earned income, not social security.
That is correct.
I make that motion if you're ready for it.
And Terry, Karen and Terry, all those in favor say aye. And those opposed, unanimous.
Okay, 221 Salisbury Street.
His house.
Okay.
Did you have something on that one?
Yeah, I had to think for a second. So the house that is in regarding the fire loss, I haven't heard anything back. I checked, the property taxes are paid on that house. Ed is supposed to take the next steps on enforcement with that home and with a notice of violation, which will result in a magistrate's hearing. And if no action is taken, I'll be bringing that back to council to have yet another blighted property to deal with.
For the record, who is the owner? Can we give the owner?
Yeah, it's
Broker in Brooklyn or something, a realty firm.
correct. And I can't remember, it's like B's, I can't.
Do you have the
remember
name of it,
acronym.
Patty?
It's initials BHY, I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
I've actually dealt with that same group before.
Brian Gar, BRINEGAR,
Yeah.
Carl and Donna.
That's not the one.
That's the one who owns that house on Salisbury Street.
He has the old cleaning place.
I'm sorry, that's the one that's the one beside your house, your old house. You're right. Patty.
The challenge we might have is I think if they're current on taxes, I don't know that the county gets involved. So it might end up being our issue.
And you have not
I haven't
been
heard
able to
anything back.
contact them? You've
My
called them?
my prior experience has been that way. Now, Ed, I believe, has had them sign a registered letter, so that at least shows progress.
See, this may take a while. We had to go through this with the Slammers outfit. The guy that owned it was not cooperative, had no insurance, and it was a step-by-step long process.
Patty, I guess since we haven't had contact, we don't have knowledge whether or not they had insurance on that property or not with the fire.
Is it still under investigation?
I don't know, they've never.
The fire marshal has not got back to us yet. I do have the name of that place and address if you want.
I have the one in Brooklyn or whatever it is.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've always been very cooperative.
Is there, since it was a fire loss and the structure, in my opinion anyway, is not stable,
Mhm.
does that give us any ability to push it faster?
It allows PMCA to proceed much more quickly than just a normal unsafe structure. Yeah. So if you compare it to what we did at Slammers, which I cannot remember the address for, which is how I started as solicitor here. And then, what happened at what was the Jenkins building / Noggle building, those both got pressed a lot more quickly because the fear was on both of those they were going to come down. Now, the irritating part is the house that we just took care of at 326 Salisbury Street, I think arguably was the same way, but they claimed the outside structure wasn't that bad. But if you were the person living next door, I'd hate to argue that with that person. So, but hopefully this will speed it up. It can't go much slower than the past. The next one is at 326. I know it's not here, but I'm going to throw it in. I was asked, what are the taxes that are owed on that? Because I'm going to ask the council, hopefully to make a motion, we can move forward to sell that property and try to reclaim the costs, which is what the court order is. So the total amount that is owed on the spring taxes, which is a combination of the county, actually, they haven't broken down by year. I thought they had it by the amount, but if you look at the county tax for 2024, the amount due is $286.04. The borough tax due for 2024 is $234.87. School tax is $489.67. And the county tax in that same year is $48. The 2023 taxes are actually slightly more because there was a portion paid on those prior taxes. But 2023 is $274.47 for the county tax. Borough tax is $259.91. The school tax is $495.40, and the county tax is $140.00. So those two added together is roughly right around $2,200 and change. My recommendation to council tonight would be that we have a motion. We need to get a market analysis of that property and then place it up for sale to try to recover not only these property taxes, but as much as we can of what the county has placed into this. Now, the county hasn't requested that money back, but if nothing else, then under the act, we can use these funds to recover the costs that not only the borough has and maybe put it towards, if we have to, 221.
Could we ask the school if they would forgive the taxes? We had done that in the past.
I would like
And-
to go ask the school to do that.
And the same thing with the county. I know we got the taxes forgiven for Slammers and for the Jenkins building and the hotel.
The county has historically been willing to do it if the school is willing. So I would just ask for that to be a part of the motion so that we can just start the process and get to move forward.
I would volunteer to go to the school board meeting and ask for that. So the totals are $489.67 for 2024 for the school and $495.40 for 2023.
Correct.
I would be willing to volunteer to go do that.
Terry, motion?
Well, yeah, I'll make the motion.
Karen, who seconded?
I'm willing to go.
Okay, all those in favor of moving forward with this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous.
So I can go meet with them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right, the next thing is grants.
Hold on one second. Okay. So, good news. I got involved in a grant that I worked on for the flood control. And I was at a dinner meeting with Carl after our last meeting within a couple of days. And he came over to talk to me and he said, "What can I help you with?" And I said, "We actually do need some help. We need to reallocate riprap money on the flood control based on the May 13th flood to clean out the debris basin." And he was here like, "Oh," I said, "because I'm really worried about in the spring, if we have heavy rains, we have that full to capacity, we need the money reallocated." And he was on the committee that allocated this money. So got with Nicole in his office the next day. We had a letter sent out to the Honorable Rick Seeger, the Secretary of Pennsylvania DCED, which allocated this money to us. I worked with our borough engineer to get some verbiage to put in the letter, and we got that sent out on October 3rd, and we're waiting to hear back. But Carl and Pat signed it and really pushed to get this done ASAP, so that we can get the money reallocated. So I'll see Carl on Thursday night and I'll ask him if he's had an update. But we feel pretty solid about that. And I asked the engineer, "Do you think cleaning out the debris basin is gonna be $230,000? He said access is the hard part. He said it might come in a little shy of that, but he wouldn't count on us having much left. So we do have movement on that. So hopefully we could do a really quick RFP to get some companies. We might be able to get it if we have a long fall. But we're gonna push again later this week to try to get that done. So that's the update on the grant. Then we got.
Excuse me, I had texted Pat Stefano yesterday morning and his response we have not heard about your change in scope, but I did hear DCED has been very strict about changes in scope, but we're still trying, again, but no official word yet. So Pat's working on this too. I would imagine they're all on the same page but we have multiple forces working to try to get this grant change in scope, so.
Good. Okay, then the county sent us a letter. Normally when there's LSA, which stands for local share account, statewide money available, that's gambling money. So I believe there's the ability twice a year to provide money for different projects that we have goals for. It has become very competitive the last couple of years. So we, the intake form and the cost estimates are actually due on Friday by 5. So I put some thought into it. I actually drafted the project intake forms. I followed up with some people to see if we can get numbers within 2 days. And we can from everybody. So the 3 projects I thought about and have prepped for council to consider, because there's no required match, I really think it's a missed opportunity if we don't go after money. So the first one is, as you know, the borough has 1 SUV. And then we have a 2013 Ford Taurus and we have a 2018 Dodge Charger. I really think the borough should have another SUV. They're bigger, they're heavier, they're better on slick roads, safer for our officers. So that's a need. And I talked to Shane, the police can update the details from when we applied last in November 23. Back then we looked at a Durango, which was 57.2, and we just need to make sure we add the lettering for the outside package to that. I think that's $3,000 to $5,000. So that's option 1. And if anybody else has any other projects, please speak up. The second one I thought about was the community center window replacement project for the 2nd floor front. I talked to Jason at DAR this morning. He can get the numbers really quickly if we want to do that. You know, I said, we use that space. It's the police headquarters, obviously the borough office. We use it for all community activities, the Pancake Shack, sports for young and old, Girl Scouts, whatever. And it would be an energy efficiency plus then the whole front facade would basically be new. So that's second option. We can get a quick quote on that. The intake form's done. The third project would be stormwater improvement. As we know, the borough sustained a major flooding event in May. Large percentage of basements in the Meyersdale area have measurable water in them. This damaged furnaces, hot water heaters, appliances, and many personal items. We do not have a map system and need to get that done, see where improvements can be made. And then we'll probably need another grant longer term for actual construction of the needed improvements. Kevin could ballpark that for us and get us something if we decide to do that. The only other detail besides the estimates we need for whichever option of these three we may or may not want to pursue is evidence of a match commitment. Jeff had said he would be willing to do a match, but no more than 15%. So those are the three. If anybody has any other goal, it's fine. Those are my three goals that I wrote out.
Well, I'd like to see the windows done, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. I'd like to move forward too with getting this front portion.
Yeah.
Jason had called me and said for a figure, an estimate, we should just take, Patty, you would have this information. I wouldn't give any numbers out publicly here because the bidding process, which may come later, but take what these 8 we paid for those windows, and he said add another 10 or 15%. Now, there are some smaller windows up here also that may have to be considered too. It's more than just these 8. But his recommendation from DAR would be, we have the figure already, just go with
So you mean like what the total actual realized cost was?
just for the windows and go 15% more for increasing costs.
But we would need him to put that in writing. We have to have, as I explained to him, we'd have to have a contractor quote.
Correct.
The only thing I heard a little scuttle, for what it's worth, is public safety always comes first. Just saying.
Oh, and as far as the police vehicle, I mean, I don't think that we need 4 vehicles, but certainly we could maybe, if we would go after a new SUV, which I'm 100% in favor of, do we need those other 2 vehicles?
No, we could definitely get rid of one, possibly both of them. I mean,
At least get rid of the oldest one.
Yeah, we could get rid of both of the other if we got a second SUV.
Well, you know what, I would be in favor of making a motion that we pursue all 3 of Karen's suggestions.
No,
But
we,
this,
one. But I would be.
I thought you had,
I had 3
So you want
options
us
for
to pick-
council. I need us.
oh, okay, I thought you were 3 different grants.
What I would commit to, since I heard a little bit about that, if we do go after an SUV, I would commit to working with Aspire or other sources. I still want to replace these windows. I think that's a high priority. I would work hard on trying to find another grant. And it's kind of like.
Shane, are you in favor of the windows or a new SUV for the police department?
Yeah.
You drive the window.
Huh?
You can drive the window.
Is that like the dumbest question of the night?
That's, yeah.
The night's not over.
Is that like Mo? Well, you know what, then let's put our priorities then, if council, it sounds, this is what I'm hearing, would be the SUV, Karen. Of course, we're gonna have to have a discussion and a motion, and then secondly would be the windows. If Tom's okay with this, if you want to prioritize the windows first, Tom.
We have 2 policemen and 4 police cars. part-time police.
I guess what we have to do is just, I would say the storm drains at this point would be a lower priority. So then we have to decide which priority do we want to, which project do we want to prioritize first?
I mean, we have bicycles.
So you're,
I haven't seen Neil on a bicycle in years.
Mr. Gaunt said electric bike. I think I like that.
Scooter.
I like that.
okay, Clarence, priority, windows or a new police vehicle?
I'd like to see both, so, but,
But if we have to pick one, is that it?
so the two cars we have,
So you're saying the police vehicle or the windows? That's what we want you
the
to.
windows need done first, I understand that. I mean, we can get by with what we have on cruisers, but
So you're saying the windows? Tom,
Yeah.
Ron,
windows.
I'm gonna yield my,
Please.
I would say police.
Come on, Jeff, give me that tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go with the windows. So then, we'll need a motion, we need a motion to prioritize this. That wasn't really it was a discussion. So could we have a motion then to, allow Karen to go ahead with the windows, as a priority?
Yes, I'll make that.
Tom and Ron,
If he's,
all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Nobody voted against it.
that's a draft. I can email that to Patty tomorrow if she wants. So there's no match requested in that. That's for Jeff. We just have to get it in. Are you gonna get up with Jason then tomorrow and get his estimate? And then we need the borough to provide, well, we're not gonna do the match commitment, so you can forget that.
I'll give this to you to keep, and then we can coordinate tomorrow morning via telephone, how we want to move forward to get, I'll call Jason in the morning.
Everything's due by Friday at 5 at the latest.
All right, then the last thing, we need to take a vote if we want to participate in the shopping comp this year. I believe we did it before.
We did
I
it
think
last
just-
year. I think it's only $150.
And a motion.
I'll make the phone.
1, 2, Clarence and Terry, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Anything else, Mr. Chairman, under finance?
That's it for now.
Is enough. Okay, guests, Greg Lowry. This might be an appropriate time. We had a committee that I'm gonna let somebody from the committee give a short little expose. Met with 2 individuals regarding this situation, the flood control. Ron Brenneman and Greg Lowry. So I think they've worked it out. Who wants to give that? You run the committee and Ron, Terry was kind of the unofficial chairman, so can you respond to what you did?
We met with both individuals, and for now, it seems like they're gonna try to work together and share the lot, so we said if there's any more disagreements to come back to the board, but for now, everything seems good.
We should get them both to sign waivers of liability. They're on the borough property. You know, they get hurt, that would be a good thing, just so you know. From a flood control standpoint, as long as they're not erecting a permanent structure and they don't impede any work that needs done, it's okay.
I checked the minutes that Patty gave us, and it was supposed to be a temporary thing anyhow while this garage was being built. Is it still being built? I have no idea.
For who? Brenneman or, see, we had an agreement, Ron Brenneman had an agreement going back, that the council had, there's actually an ordinance or an agreement, I
An
guess it would
agreement that
be.
was signed by the council in March of 2002.
And all the council members signed it, that granted him permission.
I thought I sent that to you guys.
Yeah, it said temporary.
It was a temporary shed, but he never did put a shed on there.
And I think it says in there that he would be allowed to maintain the property, which saves the borough a little bit. But the two of them have agreed, thanks to our good negotiating committee, Clarence and Ron and Terry, they met with each individual, and so I think maybe let well enough alone and see how this goes. Do you think, Terry? Rebecca Mall? Welcome.
Do you have a copy of the proclamation?
The mayor.
Oh, perfect. Do you want to read it or do you want me to? Okay. Commissioner Footman didn't want to say Wet Women Week too much, so I told him I had.
Right.
So my name is Becca Mall. I am the Program Supervisor of Prevention Education Services at Twin Lakes. So we oversee Red Ribbon Week in the county. We have currently run all of our contests with the school districts. So we run a poster contest for kindergarten through 12th grade, essays for 4th through 6th grade, and then a digital video contest for 4th through 6th grade as well too. We have selected our winners, and our Red Ribbon Rally, as your student representative said, is this Friday. So that's where we'll recognize the winners, they'll receive their prizes, and it's kind of our kickoff event for Red Ribbon Week as well too. So I will go ahead and read the proclamation, and then I brought some red ribbons. This year's theme is Life as a Puzzle, Solve It Drug Free. So a lot of really great art came out from the students, and the essays were really cool in the way that they wove that kind of into their theme as well. We did have our Red Ribbon 5K. Sadly, that was also on the same Saturday as SATs, so that kind of wiped out most of our student population. But we did have 15 people that participated, so we were glad to see that. And some other community events you'll see. If you follow Somerset County Drug Free Communities on Facebook, we post all of our stuff on there as well too. So our Red Ribbon proclamation for Red Ribbon Week, October 23rd through the 31st. Again, with schools, they'll run it the last full week of October, so the 27th through the 31st. Whereas substance use, including alcohol, tobacco, vaping products, and other drugs, poses a daily threat to health, safety, and the well-being of individuals, families, and communities. And whereas Red Ribbon Week is the nation's longest running and most widely observed drug use prevention campaign, celebrated annually from October 23rd through the 31st. And whereas Red Ribbon Week was established to honor the memory of DEA Special Agent Enrique Kiki Camarena, whose tragic death sparked the grassroots movement against substance use disorder in 1985. And whereas this campaign encourages citizens, schools, businesses, law enforcement, healthcare providers, faith-based and civic organizations to unite in raising awareness of the importance of living drug-free lives. And whereas community-wide engagement through wearing red ribbons and participating in prevention and education activities makes a powerful public commitment to the health and safety of the community. And whereas past proclamations by county leaders, including Somerset County, has served as vital catalysts for encouraging participation in drug-free prevention efforts. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Patrick S. Smith, Mayor of the Borough of Meyersdale, Pennsylvania, do hereby proclaim October 23rd through the 31st, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week in Somerset County, and urge all residents, students, educators, businesses, law enforcement, healthcare providers, and community organizations to participate in prevention education activities today and all year long that foster a visible and lasting commitment to a drug-free lifestyle. This day, October 14th, 2025. Thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. I do have a red ribbon for all of you, if you want to pass those around. I gave a couple of extra because I know you said somebody was not here tonight as well. Does anybody in the audience want to? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. This is actually the 40th year of Red Ribbon in Somerset County, so it's really great to have your support. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, you're welcome to stay to the very end, but if you have other plans, we won't be offended if you
I'll say I have
take
to go
them.
home to tuck in kids for bedtime or
All right.
so thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Mark, do you have to do a motion for that or not?
It would actually be, it's a good thing to do a motion, but since it's a proclamation, it would show the support of council.
I think Clarence would make the motion and a second. Thank you, Tom. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Just to support the Red Ribbon program. Okay, now, we've been going on for some time here, but we're down to public comment. Public, yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I wasn't gonna say anything, but when you started talking about the flood control and the grants, well, first of all, let me say this. I understand Roger Miller is resigning from the water authority or board. I'd like to submit my name to take his place. But I want to address this flood control business. Now, you guys, you say whatever it costs to clean out that, you may as well take that money and light a match to it and burn it. That's not the problem. The problem, people, isn't the castle or the blockers. The problem is the castle. As the Castleman fills up, the Flockery backs up. That's only common sense, okay? So you can dig that, whatever it is, sediment pond or whatever, you can dig that out every year. It don't matter. It doesn't make one bit of difference. Something's got to be done with controlling, increasing the water flow in the castle. So if it can get away, or if the channel's deeper, that it can hold more water, therefore, the Flockery is not going to back up. But the Flockery is going to maintain the same level as the castle. If the Castleman's this high, it stands to reason, and it's common sense, the Flockery is going to be that high. And if it can't get away, it's going to go where it needs to go. So what you need to do, and I'm just suggesting this, okay? Just take it with a grain of salt, or how you want to take it. I don't care. But the effort needs to be put into the castle, not the Flockery. Because, well, I lived down there my whole life. I've lived where I lived since 1978, and I've dealt with it, okay? I don't have problems. I can keep it out. But a lot of people can't, okay? And then across on the other side of the bridge, I don't know what you do with that problem. But it's not the Flockery people. The Flockery is not causing your problem. When it backs up, yeah, it's causing your problem. But even when it floods in the bottom, on the other side of the bridge, it's supposed to be replaced, whatever, but never will, but that's another subject. That floods in there, that's not the Flockery's water. That's the Castleman coming back, okay? So I don't know if it's possible to get grant money to do something about that. I don't even know if that's on borough property. I don't think that it is, right?
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, I understand that now. But I hate to see it get grant money and just throw it away. That's just my opinion. That's all I want to say. Since you brought the subject up, and I'm sure you're all aware, I know Brian is, he's aware of what's causing it, and it's not the Flockery. It's because the Castleman can't get away. And until they address that problem, you're never going to eliminate, you're never in a million years, are you going to eliminate what Flockery does, because it can't get away. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, Jack. You made it in under 5 minutes. Public comment continues. Okay, ready? Go.
Yes, I lived at beside 221 Salisbury, and I've been complaining about that house being a hazard before. I even had Craig Bauman, when he was whatever for the borough, came and looked at him, and he gave out a violation to nobody. But that really is a hazard now, because everybody within a 10 square mile radius drove by the house and looked at it, And Jeff, you walk by,
It smells bad.
it smells bad. My wife has breathing problems, and you can hear, I sit outside with my granddaughter while she plays, and I can hear stuff dropping inside the house. I don't know if you can hear it, Sandy.
I haven't heard anything dropping, but I can still smell it from where
Yeah.
we live.
I mean, I did try to pick it up so it's safe for, for my granddaughter, but I'm hoping that we can get this tore down. And I'll keep that brief and I'm done. Thank you.
You know, I think, Mark, you want to respond a little bit more to Brian as far as what, like a time frame, like the next step? I know that.
I'll call PMCA in the morning, hopefully. I mean, they have to do the next step to push the violation.
We've had our code enforcement officer come over, and there's 2 posters on there now. One from the.
Those are from the fire marshal.
One was from the fire marshal, and the other is from us, from our.
Because I don't think that roof's gonna handle a real heavy snow.
Yeah, it's uninhabitable. That is the first step. But then we have to go through court cases
I
and things like
understand
that. And especially if we don't have.
Get that done before it affects my house,
Yeah.
is all.
I mean, we're gonna move as expeditiously on this as we can.
All right.
Brian, and I feel for it. We go by there every morning and.
All right, well, do you
it's
have any
about
updates?
4 blocks, it smells
Yeah.
terrible.
But you had actually reported that when Craig was working.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
in the back side of the house, there, if you look, the wood underneath the top of the roof, soffit fascia, I don't know what you call it, it had fallen down and there was a hole in the roof, like this big, for years.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have any updates when you're walking by, Jeff, just please stop and tell me.
I will keep you informed as much as I hear from Mark and our code enforcement officer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming, Brian. Appreciate it. Public comment continues. Anybody else? 5 seconds. Okay, public comment is now over. The president's report, I have none tonight, Mr. Mayor.
I have none tonight either. Thank you.
Junior counsel, that's good. We can go a little faster here. Kevin's not here from emergency management. The solicitor's report. Mark has some things to discuss here.
This should go fairly quickly. Thank you for the support, Mayor. That was quite heartfelt. The Grand Street wall, Stefano's office is still trying to allocate or find money so that we can take care of the wall issue. I don't know if anybody's noticed any changes in it, but I'm sure it's not gotten better. But I do know that they are diligently looking for money. The litigation that we have that was asked about from council has not, there's been no change in that, and I'm hopeful that it's going to change in the right direction because there's been some delays on their side with it. High Street Bridge, we have, PennDOT, who is dealing with CSX to get that bridge taken care of. I've heard no updates for probably, 2 months now, since they gave the last decking report. Hopefully, PennDOT is getting kind of, we'll say, in quotes, miffed, but I'm sure the state budget is affecting the moves they're making. I had talked with, Brian and I had talked, I think it was brought up and voted on about doing the service request reports. And Brian and I had talked about that somewhat. I know we didn't get a chance to talk more about it yet, but we will. And hopefully we'll get to start recording those. There was an issue, as you guys know, with the vandalism at the park. I'll say this quickly. Because of the nature and what was dealt with that, the mayor is handling that issue along with the police force in an appropriate manner, and that won't take any type of voting or discussion, especially because of the nature of what had occurred. So, don't read any more into that. It's just how that's handled and the difference between council versus mayor and police force. So that's going to go forward as they determine it should.
Just for future cases, what would be your recommendation? Like Shane and I have a very good working relationship. And he called and asked about us pressing charges. And does the mayor have that?
The mayor has the ability to speak for the borough.
With the police, that we wouldn't
circumstances.
necessarily have
Now,
to meet
you can never
and vote.
always remember, okay, a police officer has the sole discretion whether to press charges or not to press charges if the victim, in most cases is willing to go forward. So we can't tell the police officer to do it, but we can say that we support it. So, but yeah.
Well, I think that we
that was
should
handled
maybe have
appropriately.
an understanding that, we support our police officers, and in cases like this, that if there's rather than have to have a meeting, that we support their discretion and the mayor as far as bringing charges against other situations too, like if they find the people that lit the house on fire.
Correct.
But of course, that would
But
probably
that's,
be the
that's
state's
exactly
case.
within, that's within the powers of the mayor and not to be.
So
rude.
we don't have to have
No,
a
you can
special
support all
vote
you
here,
want.
there, Shane, it's kind of what we had discussed on the telephone.
Right. So it's good. We already covered the flood control property issue. Are there any questions for what we have covered, haven't covered? I went on for a while last time and you complained, so I tried to condense it.
I'm actually impressed.
Yeah.
Is that it?
It's a low bar, but.
Yeah. I will take that.
Okay, code enforcement, no one's here, anything from code enforcement? Committee reports, the municipal authority, nobody's here from the municipal authority, but I did speak with Brian Wither right before the meeting, and I'll read this letter. And it's from Brian. President Irwin, on behalf of the Meyersdale Municipal Authority, this correspondence is regarding communications I received from Mr. Roger Miller. Mr. Miller notified me directly that due to modifications to his work schedule, he will not be able to attend meetings of the MMA. Mr. Miller reluctantly announced his resignation from the board due to these circumstances. If you would present this to the Meyersdale Borough Council on Mr. Miller's behalf, that would be appreciated. The MMA board is appreciative of Mr. Miller's contributions while serving and requests that the Meyersdale Borough Council advertise for the vacancy created. Should you have any questions, feel free to contact me, Brian Witherite. So could we have a motion then to accept?
I make that motion to accept.
And that's Miller's letter here, correct?
Gaunt's.
Oh, it's Gaunt's, okay.
This is, we don't have,
So we don't have a letter from Miller?
except that we have this
No, I
from
get it.
Brian, who's the president, who had verbal communication with him. Is there a motion to accept the resignation? Ron made the motion. And Tom seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, now also on the agenda, you see, fill the vacancy. We have just advertised a few months ago for 2 positions and no one applied. I had to go calling people, and I mentioned to Jack Gauntz a few nights ago on his walk, would he be willing to come on the municipal authority as an appointed position? And he said, yes, he thought he would enjoy that. Jack has experience on school board for 8 years in the past. He lives in town. He walks all through the community. And I've known Jack since we've been kids. I don't know that we can find anybody any finer, and it's slim pickings, Jack, to find somebody. So I would like to ask that we go ahead and make a motion and put Jack on to fill the remaining term.
I think you still have to advertise it.
Did he actually say he would enjoy it?
Yeah. Karen, I disagree
think
with
he'd be
that.
wonderful. I have no issues with that. but
I
he would
disagree
not.
with having to advertise.
Mark, what is
We,
the legal?
we started advertising it a couple years ago, and we
Can I
do.
say something?
Yeah.
If you just want to advertise, advertise.
I mean, I would love to have you. I don't mean that. I just wonder
I
if
mean,
legally
whatever-
we have to.
Whatever you guys want to do, you need to advertise, already. put
Well, like
mine
you
in.
said, Jeff, we advertised before. You had to go
Okay.
talk to people and
I just
everything
wanna
else.
do
All
it.
right.
Whatever you want to do, it doesn't really matter. to me.
Mark? Do we have to advertise?
It's preferred that you advertise. I'll put it that way. There's a lot of places that do not. And then you just, you always run afoul of somebody complaining that they thought they wanted the position. I will say this, though, this is what Jeff and I talked about. We had 0 people apply, is that right, Patty?
Right.
And we have not had a real good track record with filling other positions. It's just, you know, if we wouldn't have advertised this recently, I would say we definitely would have to. But that was, I don't know, they've only been on the board, Roger's on the board, what, 4 months, 5?
Couple months, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I'd like to ask for a motion that we appoint Jack tonight. And if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So
I'm
is there a
gonna make
motion?
We put Jack Gauntz on the MMA board.
Thank you, Ron, and Clarence seconds it. All those in favor say aye.
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 I
Opposed?
can't take it back.
Is anybody opposed? Congratulations or sympathies. I think this term runs until the end of next year. Is that what we said, Patty? So you have this year and then next year, and then you'll be up for an appointment. And then at that point, if you would get appointed, it will be a 5-year term. This is just to fill a term that has been vacated by actually 2 people now.
It'd be to the first meeting in January 2027.
Yeah. So congratulations, Jack. I think we did the right thing. I do not think advertising is necessary. Anything else, Terry, from the MMA?
No, everything's good.
Street foreman.
I only have 2 things. Columbia Gas, which they're working up on the hill. And I just want to let you guys know, their pay that they're doing for us this year, $800,000 is what they're putting down for us. For streets, that's redoing sidewalks and everything. I think that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
And that's saving us a lot of streets that we have to pay. So with that being said, I spoke to Randy Tressler today about his issue up at the Murphy's building. I also spoke to Ron, Jeff, and Terry about it. I explained to Randy, I had the Fasciana crew come down, look at that road, and they said, doesn't matter what we do as far as basins, it's not going to help because of the way the road lays. The best thing to do for that street to get that eliminated is to mill it and resurface it. So with that being said, Randy was completely content with that. I asked him if we could put it on the paving list for next year, and he agreed. So what does everybody think of putting it on the paving list? And getting it taken care of? It would be from just a little above Dale Street down to the light.
Okay.
So the street would be back up to where it needs to be, done correctly. Right now, with Fasciana, the way they looked at it, that street's just so wobbly, it isn't even funny.
And then the water would stay on the upper side of the street and go down Center Street or Main Street. It would go down Main
It
Street.
would go down and hit the basins on the library side.
Right.
Randy's completely fine with that. We had saw cut. We were gonna go up and open that drain up. He does not want that done. He said that would just create another issue.
Well, I think that would be something we would take under consideration, and obviously the new council, the new street committee would make the recommendation, once the new council, because obviously it would be under their watch.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's a good suggestion to me. What do other council members feel?
Yes.
Everybody's nodding, so. Anything else, Brian?
No, that's it.
Good point.
Oh, just want to let you know, Shane, the cameras are working uptown. They put new ones in. I was supposed to.
I think we should have some new street signs coming tomorrow.
That's right.
What street are you doing
I
now?
can't tell you.
It's a surprise. Did many people buy those old signs?
No, just a few.
They just came
Well,
rolling
that's
in.
better than, but we have a policy now.
Yeah.
And now, when you're taking down the others, and people come up to you, you can just collect the money, you know what you have to do. Okay, Merchants Association, Brian.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize, I haven't been to the last several meetings, had some other things going on. Before I begin, I just want to make sure, the last meeting I was at, move the farmer's market park up underneath, the mama portion. Are we still good with that?
However you want to do it.
Okay. If it's all right with you, I'm gonna give you a closeout on the farmer's market. We completed our market season on September 25th. Overall, I believe the market season was successful. I believe there is definitely an appetite in Meyersdale for a market, so we are making plans for a continuing market next year. We did have some minor issues. The biggest issue was we had a significant drawdown in both customers and vendor participation as soon as the county market started, the county fairs, sorry. Started with Bedford, next week went to Somerset County, shortly after that back to school, and we never regained that participation from customers or vendors that we had back June through August. So the committee is still, the Maple City Farmers Market Committee, we're still meeting and we're in discussion on how we make improvements for next year. The hours of operation are definitely the biggest thing we need to concern, what we need to talk about. We had 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We had a lot of suggestions about an evening market, a weekend market, but everyone needs to understand, if I don't have vendors, we have no market. And if vendors aren't making money, so we're trying to balance all that out. There may be some slight changes next year as far as hours. We may have an extended one once a month, something along those lines. We're doing what we can. What we've learned though is definitely the music was a good draw for us, the giveaways, and we'll start the voucher days. So the location needs to remain the same though. We had a lot of great comments on the location. That's where we wanted first to be. And I don't think anyone in this room had anything to do with this, but the weather was absolutely amazing this year. We had rain one day. Tom did that. Thank you. Look for the same thing next year. One thing we do need to consider, and Brian can attest to this, is we need to do something about the tables. We started with a significant amount of picnic tables and they just started dwindling down over the season. Don't know exactly where they went. Several of them were broken beyond repair.
We had, how many were?
I want to say when I first counted, there was like 28 when they were all stacked up in the winter time. And when we started breaking them out to start setting up, we weren't anywhere close to that. Some of them got moved for other rigs, have their horseshoes and stuff like that. And Brian comes out, he's gonna move it back. But several of them were broken beyond repair. And I don't know if that's, people like to go down there after the lights are out and start doing some things down there, but sorry.
You mean they broke them or they actually stole them?
They were broken and some disappeared.
Good grief.
Are they?
When those tables were new.
They're 10-foot tables.
That's what I thought.
When those tables were new, when they were purchased new, and I think Marty Ann was on council when we got those, the first week down there, 4 of those tables disappeared. The first week, they were brand new, and somebody backed right into the playground and took them all the money out.
Would the cameras catch that now?
They would now, yeah.
How many new tables do you think you need, Brian, for next year?
We only got, there was only several times this year where I had all the tables maxed out. I'm hoping we want to grow next year, but that's when I had less vendors and when we realized the tables were broken. So I wouldn't be able to give you a good number now, right not until around January or February when I start getting feedback.
Like would a half a dozen help?
That may be a little overkill.
Yeah, it might be.
Unless they're going to be permanently over, so they don't have to be moved for the horseshoe leg and stuff like that.
Doug, why don't we get up with Doug at the school? And if we
That's-
got on his list now,
I think that's who did
he would
the tables
probably
last time.
do it for materials only. I might even have him on my phone.
I'd like to see we go ahead with a half a dozen.
We keep.
And with our cameras, we'll have to watch that they don't disappear.
We keep 2 down at the concession stand. And then usually, as Brian said, when the horseshoe pitch, we usually move them over there for those guys. What did I take away? 3 that were completely broken. They were
Yeah,
destroyed.
they could not be repaired.
So, and then the ones that are missing, I don't know where those are going to, but they just, like you said, they just slowly started dwindling down. But now that we have cameras, that'll show all that.
Do we have signs up in the pavilion saying this is under video surveillance?
There are, yes.
But that doesn't stop people.
Anyway, go, continue with your
All right,
presentation.
so closing out the farmer's market, I definitely want to thank the borough and council for your support, the use of the playground and the concessions and the assistance. Brian came over and helped with those tables. If there were issues with the bathroom or anything like that, he got them fixed. So I want to thank you. Hopefully we get that same support next year. All right, next one is a new one you're going to be hearing from us. The billboard, if you're northbound on 219 out of Salisbury, so you come underneath 100 Bridge, we have a billboard there. It says, welcome to Meyersdale. If you remember about 2 months before Maple Festival last year, that banner got very tattered and at one point is hanging completely blown in the wind. We wanted to get that back up before Maple Festival, so Terry Hackney, myself, and some others went and actually removed it. That billboard sat vacant for about 2 months. Then just prior to the Maple Festival last year, we made repairs to that banner and we put it back up. That's a Band-Aid. It's a short-lived process. We need something more permanent. So we do have a quote from Lynch Creek Studios. It's right here in Meyersdale. But before we start talking any kind of pricing or anything else, Mama is submitting for several grants to try to get that covered. The problem with that billboard is a Lady Bird Johnson Memorial billboard, which means there are a lot of legalities that go with that. We can repair it, we cannot modify it. We can't add electricity to it, we can't add lights. So when we're talking about funding, we can't have any kind of sponsorship. So we've had organizations come and say, yeah, we'll donate $1,000 to this if we can put our name on it. We can't do that. So, Mr. Solicitor, I don't know if you're real familiar with that Lady Bird Johnson.
I've dealt with it, so whatever you need, tell me. And I'll help.
That is what that is. So we have some limitations on it. What we're going to do is, if you notice where the billboard, where that banner is at, we are about 4 feet shy from the post, and the posts are sticking up there. So we're planning on rebuilding it back to its original size because there's no modification needs to go with it. And again, once we get a little bit closer and we see what the grants are going to do, then we're going to come back and start asking volunteers and donations and all that stuff. Because Mama does not have it in the budget to cover ourselves. So just be aware that's what we're working on.
A ballpark figure, you have no idea what this would.
$400 is what we're looking at right now, and that does not include labor for the installation. And we're also looking at some different ideas. Again, that banner pretty much says, welcome to Meyersdale, and there's a couple of maple leaves on it. What do we put on there once we get back to full size, make people want to stop in Meyersdale? We got some really creative ideas going on, mentioning home of the Pennsylvania Maple Festival, all these things that go on right in this small community that people who are passed through have no clue. So we're working on some ideas, but we're hoping to get that done before next Maple Festival.
But you're saying, like businesses like myself, we could donate whatever, just as long as our name's not on it. We're just trying to,
Yes.
I think, the Maple Festival, maybe they could, it's going to support or promote the whole community,
The
so.
Lions Club.
You'll get all the organizations and businesses. I think you'll be able to raise the money.
I believe
The
so.
borough, we would be allowed to donate, I would
Here's the
think.
problem. That billboard sits in Summit Township, it doesn't sit in Meyersdale, all right? It does, Mama doesn't own it. We're just kind of doing this because it needs to be done. So, I don't know, at one point, we're gonna get a hand slap on for doing that, but
I'm gonna figure out how to get
we don't own it, we're doing it.
And
Well, you could
I'll
go to
donate
the-
my time to help you. Just let me know what you need.
You could go to the Summit Township, meet supervisors and just explain what you're doing. I'm sure they would be we've always had a great relationship with our neighbors in Summit
I
Township.
do plan on,
What's that?
I do plan on doing it. I'm just-
Yeah, I can't see that as being a major impediment. But I would sure the council would donate something toward it. I think you'll be surprised how much money you raise.
Well, I think we'll be covered. I think we're just waiting to see what the grant's gonna, what kind of success we have.
Gotcha.
All right, let me see, if we got anything else on that, okay. Last thing I got then is our next Meyersdale Area Merchant Association meeting is tomorrow night, that's our general meeting. That is 6 PM at the Meyersdale Oak. The big topic we're gonna be discussing there is plans for a small business Saturday. I don't have the exact date, but I believe it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving. It's been pretty successful the last couple of years. We got a really large committee on it this year. There's a lot of interest. So if you are a small business owner in our company, if you want to participate in it, come out to the meeting and see what we're doing. As soon as we have that finalized, we'll start putting in got news and everything else. Tom, you always remind me that I forgot something.
I forgot.
All right. Any questions of me?
I have one thing about the farmer's market. I met with a guy yesterday with United Way. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. I think they're working with Somerset right now with the farmer's markets. They have volunteers that will bring machines into local farmers markets so that people can buy product with their SNAP cards. So, just an avenue that you might want to look into, if you're interested, but that is out there. I think it's the Southern Alleghenies United Way.
Do you happen to have it, that gentleman's name?
No, but I can get it for you.
All right, I appreciate that.
One issue you have there is internet connection.
We did, right underneath the pavilion, like when I'm in the concessions, I don't get it, so that was you, when you using your debit or credit, I have to walk outside from underneath it. I have a hotspot on my phone now, so that's no longer an issue. But it was an issue to begin with. No vendor has complained about it since we had our little snafu there.
Good.
Brian, thank you for all you do. Appreciate your reports and we'll see you next month.
Absolutely.
Officer Berkeley, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Ron suggested maybe you have other things to do. You could probably go if you want. I don't think we have any interruptions. Unless you want to sit and listen.
It's out of hand. We have like 10 minutes.
Is that okay, Mr. Mayor?
Brian Berkey.
Hey, Brian, hang on 1 second.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, that was good suggestion, Ron. The community events, Clarence.
The public library.
Anybody here for the
So I'm
library?
on the Friends of the Public
Okay.
Library. So they just had a successful sub sale. And I want to personally thank Jim Rubright and who's the chiropractor? Hanson, Roger Hanson. They have really worked hard on all the landscaping around the building. Jim, I think, donated all of the, that's Jim Rubright, donated all of the mulch to go around it. And the library is looking really nice. And they really appreciate the support of particularly these two people and others that have been working hard at the library.
Okay, community events, Clarence.
Yes, October 25th. The parade starts at 3 to 5. Trick or treat starts at 5 o'clock. The festival park will not be participating this year. They said they wasn't gonna have nothing, so.
Why is it that the 3 o'clock is the parade? And then I thought originally it was advertised that the trick or treat would be after the
Yes.
parade, but does the parade go 2 hours?
Usually all the judging and everything.
So they line up and everything
Does
else.
it? I thought last year somebody said it was only a couple of minutes.
No.
No, we have a big Halloween parade.
So trick or treat then is from 5 to 7. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's a question mark in that, so. As long as the lights stay on. When you turn the porch light off, it's over. And now we're getting ready for light up night, so. That'll be next.
Is that your report?
That's my report.
Thank you, Clarence, appreciate it.
When is Light Up Night? Will that be Thanksgiving weekend?
The Friday after Thanksgiving. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, I'm sorry.
Does that go along with the small business? Is that the same day as small business?
No.
Saturday, is that different?
No,
Okay, Renaissance. Council members standing committees, since we're moving nicely here. Anything from the police, Ron or Mr. Mayor? Personnel, anything? Finance, we've sure as heck covered that, Terry. Anything else that came into your mind? Refuse? Okay, streets and building, use, I don't know who put these on here, but use daycare space for janitorial supply. Was that you, Brian, come up with that idea?
No, that
No,
yeah.
Jeff,
Jeff, and you're comfortable with that? It'll work?
Yeah, have a look, yeah.
Comments?
I'm just concerned. I'm concerned. I mean, every paper towel roll, every toilet paper roll, everything's gonna be delivered. It's gonna be stored down there, hauled up and down 2 sets of steps, mop bucket up and down the steps. We have all this room on this floor and we're taking his room away from him. And Jeff, you know, has a disability and, you know, I think it's a workers' comp issue waiting to happen. And I'm not sure it's even nice to expect him to carry all those things down the steps to store and then back up the steps to use when we're only using this floor. But that's up to everybody. I
You
would,
mopped the whole
do
gym.
you have a problem with that, Jeff?
No, I don't think I'll have a problem
You
with
don't
that.
have a problem, okay.
And the mop bucket, and this is only a thought, that bathroom, we could run a water line under the sink where he can put a spigot in there and set his buckets, if that's okay with you.
In the men's restroom?
Now, could you make it that others can't adjust it? when
Yeah,
Jeff's-
like we could put a lock or something on it, like with a cover. Yeah.
Do we have to make a motion or anything, or?
No.
Okay.
No, that's just
Put
a
yourself down.
suggestion. Okay, review the family restroom and gym door drawings. So I don't know how much time we want to spend on this evening, but we have the plans. Patty was kind enough to print off. I had thanked our engineer for getting these to us, and I asked him for a bill. But so far as of today, they haven't given us a bill for these drawings. That these are supposedly, we could take these and advertise for an RFP. We could go out and, with these drawings, submit them to contractors. They're detailed enough that we can go ahead and move forward with what needs to be done.
Can you read these?
No, I can't read it.
Okay. I can.
Well, but I think this is, they'll have bigger ones, obviously, for the, you know.
With your professional eyes, you can probably read these.
Well, with my glasses, I can.
My life.
So I guess I'm not gonna understand for all intents and purposes drawings. I think what we want to decide tonight is, do we want to put this project out for bid now? Even next month? Do we want to wait and allow the new council to start over on this and put it out for bids? Do we want to, Mark, do you feel comfortable you can handle the bidding and
Yeah,
everything?
if I have the
That we don't
information.
have to elicit our engineers to do that? I guess that would be the decision. This is the gold mine. This is what we were waiting for. So do we want to move forward tonight and authorize Mark to
If we get
come up
plans
with
I
a
could read.
RFP and move forward? Do we want to take another month and review
I
these?
think we should go ahead and let him start.
I'll
Move it.
second that motion.
Okay, 1, 2, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Everybody's in favor of that one. So you know what you gotta do. And then maybe at the November meeting, we would be able to advertise. Could you have it done that quickly?
Yep.
Well, that went quick. And I'm gonna try to review these a little bit more with my magnifying
Did
glass.
he email it to?
Emailed it to everybody.
Okay, good, I'll look for it.
Okay, Brian covered the Randy Tressler stormwater thing. Flood control, anything there, Terry? And the farmer's market, that's been covered. Zoning ordinance review, we were gonna do this at our committee meeting Thursday night, and we did not have enough to have a meeting. I would also like to, I don't think we have it on here, Patty, I would like to suggest, I heard from other council members that we just forget the committee meetings for November and December with the holidays coming up, and then decide what the new council wants to do. Shane's nodding, he agrees with that. So, but then, and if zoning, I would say we put that off till the new council, and then we sit down. Maybe we need to have a special meeting instead of dealing with this at the committee meetings, a specially called meeting to discuss this zoning changes. I mean, it can't be that complicated. The town's not that big, for crying out loud.
It takes input.
Exactly. So, and if you could get like a bigger, more detailed maps or something.
Yes,
So
sir.
we could deal with, because the ones you gave us that time, Mark, for what.
Well, they're sure as hell better than the things you just gave us. I can't read them.
But for what you were paying you, they were pretty crummy.
They're your maps. What the hell? Another map company. I'll get you a bigger map, okay? What?
Okay,
Oh,
anything else? Traffic, the ordinances. Traffic mirror request. It looks like if we're gonna do this mirror, we're gonna have to put a post up ourselves and do it. Does council want to move forward on this?
larger maps.
Thoughts, is there any big concern about this mirror? But from what I understand, if we do it, we're gonna have to put it on a pole ourselves. Discussion.
There's already been one accident with injuries there, as we know. And it's up to everybody what they want to do.
Well, Brian could dig and put the pole in, right?
Yep.
So I would say go ahead and do that.
Okay, Ron does make a motion that we move forward, we'll have to tell him when he comes back in, and a second. Terry seconds it. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? And that is unanimous. High grass update. Patty? Okay, we'll both, you first.
There were 6 letters sent, 3 have mowed, 1 property that it's listed under one person's name, and he says he doesn't own it anymore. He sold it, and he's disputing his responsibility. Then the owner that has it never got it transferred or something. I don't know how they.
Just send me his name.
And then there's 2 that haven't complied, and then there's 1 that, I don't know, it's like high grass along the embankment. I don't know if it's spurs or if it's.
That's the house below,
Hey, Roby's old
Yeah.
house.
The fence, the weeds are like 6, 7 feet high outside the fence. Don't know.
And then there's one over.
Brian said that
Over behind Libby Albright's house, she complained about. And the lady that is adjacent to it says it's not hers, and Brian says it's not hers. Whose is it?
Has to be hers.
Well,
And
you
I
know
don't know
what?
why they don't cut it. The spot is no bigger than this table, and then they cut everything up to it.
It's just a wee little area.
I'll say this, on the positive side, Patty and I have had pretty good success. We got a hold of the guy down on 32 Salisbury Street. He actually called me at my office about 4 o'clock last Friday and said, will you please give me till Monday or Tuesday? I have his name at the house, I forget what it is, that owns the Wenzel Dry Cleaning, and he had it cleaned up. He had to get a brush hog or something. So we had a couple other individuals we had to send letters to, but for the most part, that has been an effective way to deal with things. A phone call, the Cannon property, I understand they cleaned up, they're cut it back that you don't have a problem there right now. So the season's about over this year, but I just think, Patty, the way to continue next year is just, if anybody watching this that's not here, you have a concern, get the house number, get the street number and give it to the borough office, and then we'll do the best we can to get the property mowed and taken care of. But that brings up a good point, as far as out behind my office. We mow that Apple Alley or whatever, but then there's a steep bank there. I think Roger McKenzie, the tire owns that, and the weeds are this high. So, I mean, who owns that? Who's supposed to take care of it? I mean, I don't think we're able to enforce every single little area, but certainly someone's yard, something like that, it's not disputed who owns it.
If it's
That
an
they should be
alley.
made to keep it.
If it's an alley, it'll tell you on the deeds, unless it was already open physically.
Well, like, I'm out where we are, I mean, we've mowed that.
Oh, you can
It's
mow
the
it all you
bur-
want.
it's grass.
Yeah, I get it.
But not everybody does that. And then the people down at the flood control, the Brenneman and Greg, they're helping us out with taking that and keeping it clean, so groomed. But I guess the bottom line is, I think it's been pretty successful, Patty, that what you and I've done, you especially, you did most of it. But talking to these people, we're making progress. And then the one, like, I think it's Pat Murray's mother's house was the one that we're having problems with. It's like a greenhouse right there, you should go up off of 219. Is it Hill Street, off of Hill Street?
Yeah, I know where you're at.
Okay, new business and announcements. Rip rap,
All I have is the water fountain will be here Friday,
all right.
or drinking fountain.
And then is Cody gonna put it up?
Yes, and I'll get a hold of them.
Okay, thank you, Tom, for doing that. It's a good thing you've done for us. Rip rap, we discussed that. Let's go around the table if there's any other items, and if not, we're closing. You have something, Shane?
Yep, with these picnic tables disappearing down here, Neil just brought up a good point. Now, we know that that is a public park, but those pavilions are rental pavilions, correct? So if nobody is renting the pavilion, then nobody has any business being in the pavilions. Is that?
See, I don't know that that's true. I mean, if I want to go down and just, there's nobody else there, you could go in and sit and have a sandwich. I don't know I'd agree with that, Shane. I think if the whole place is open for the public use, this is just marketing comment. But where the priority would occur is if Patty has a record and they pay whatever to have a fast reunion, then at that point, no. But just like
I don't know.
4 o'clock tomorrow night, if I want to go down and sit there and have a sandwich or something.
Well, what I'll say is when I go in and out of Family Dollar, and I hit that a lot, there's a lot of nonsense goes on down there.
It's
A lot of
gathering- it's a
nonsense. It
gathering
is.
area. It
And
seems
for
to
not
be a
good.
gathering area for some reason.
Yeah, I know I had to chase a couple kids off the center on top of the.
So just put up no loitering
They look
signs.
at you and get off there.
And enforce it. Is there already no loitering? If there's no loitering signs, you can enforce it. Because there's a difference between, I'll use Jack for an example, Jack down there eating a sandwich versus people up to no good messing around. It's a fairly,
Is there any progress or any information
unless you're being
on
a good Jack.
who set the fire in Salisbury Street? You have heard nothing from no
You
one, is there?
can't talk about an ongoing
there's-
investigation.
Well, but you can say they have a suspect. You can say that for crying out loud. I'm not asking for names.
They're still
We just
looking
know
into it,
Uh-huh.
so.
And what about the video of the acrobatic kids?
Yeah, we know who they are.
That's all I need to know, that's all.
They have been identified, but the problem with that situation is nothing can be pressed unless the owner of the property wants to press it. And he will not return our calls.
Okay.
So, yes.
I told him when he called me about that situation and the videos that exist. If we're kids, I said, you better be sure that's secure because of, we just had that fire.
Right.
And it sure Interesting.
But we know, yeah, the video was crystal clear. See, that's what people don't realize in town is 90% of everywhere you are in this community now, you are on camera. Very good quality cameras.
That's the problem is that I don't think people get the pixelation that's on cameras that
Right.
exist.
I mean,
Yeah.
those that we're talking about, I mean, we can zero right in, boom, there it is. And that is from 350 yards away. We zeroed right in on their faces. So we know they have been positively identified. It's just, will that owner decide to press charges?
Okay, anything else, Shane? We'll go this way. Terry, anything else? Karen, Mr. Great One.
How many minutes do I have?
You're done.
Okay.
I have nothing. Ron, Tom, Brian, Clarence,
Yes,
make it quick.
the house beside the Cannon House up here with the high grass, I guess I'm gonna be taking care of that now.
Who owns it?
Guy from
Hooversville.
Hooversville.
But they've contracted you to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good
He
news.
called me
So
like-
then that'll take care, we have that one. If Karen keeps her place mowed down there, that'll take care of the whole 3 properties then. Right? So we don't have to send any letters.
He would have called me Thursday. No, Wednesday.
It is 8:39 and I would love to have a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
And Tom seconds it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
You didn't give me a chance to say what I had to say.